Alright, hello and welcome to a spray sealing video. We're going to be using the Krylon UV resistant clear. I do have the Rust-Oleum, I don't know, whatever, convenience trigger holder. A lot of people ask me about that, so I'm just mentioning that. The thing that we're going to be spray sealing that's a little bit different than some of the spray sealing videos that I have is that we're going to be spray sealing a holographic cardstock, okay? Not to be mistaken with a holographic vinyl or a holographic printable vinyl, which is very different. Alright, so this holographic, it's really hard to get a good shot of this because they're so reflective and they're like a mirror. You can see my reflection in here, but you can see all these different colors in here. Alright, now one of the big questions that I get is, when you spray seal these, does it dull out the foil? Anyone that's used kind of reflective mirror-like foils before knows that if you spray seal these too much, it can kind of give the surfaces kind of a kind of more of a, like a brushed aluminum type of look. They mentioned dulling out the surface, okay? And, okay, so the thing about this is that you can cover up certain areas in here. Now, the inks that I've used are the Brilliance inks, okay? If I have black in here, it's with the black Brilliance. And the white, is the white Moonlight White Brilliance, and I've also used a Starlight Silver, okay? Just for some of the different elements in here, just to take a look and see what it would look like, alright? Okay, now, one of the things that I mentioned is that maybe it might be better if I use StazOn for my imagery, or the StazOn White. I didn't happen to have a re-inker for my white one, so I didn't use that on these images here. I used the Brilliance because the Brilliance will dry on there. But the thing with the Brilliance is that you can also add in and blend in tone without it drying so quickly. If you use the StazOn types of inks, there's no way you can add in these additional tones or shadows into your post imagery kind of detailing, because surface contact with something like this is going to dry instantly. There's no way you're going to be able to move it around. Alright, so that's, I don't know, story for another video here, but sometimes maybe the best combination would be StazOn and Brilliance if you want to do some additional shading or something like that. If you want to just go for direct impressions on here, without any additional shading or any type of color blending, then maybe use the StazOns and you won't even have to spray seal these, okay? And thus completely eliminating the potential for the dulling out of the surfaces here. Okay, so because I do have to spray seal these Brilliance inks, the Brilliance inks dry on here, but they don't adhere very well, okay? Now, they're not just going to rub off for me, just putting my hand on it, completely. But you do still get some residual ink coming off because it's only dried on the surface. It's not really adhering perfectly well, okay? So, we're going to spray seal a little bit, okay? Standard spray painting types of movements here. We want it to spray from distance. And one of the things that I could do here is I could kind of cover up some of the areas that I don't want to be covered up and to be potentially dulled down a little bit. This paper right here happens to be a pretty loud surface. Okay, you can see those different holographic types of patterns and the contrast that exists in this particular holographic here, okay? So one of the things I'm going to do, it's getting a little windy here. Anytime I start spraying, the wind kicks up, it drives me nuts. I'm going to turn these upside down so I can kind of spray the top areas of these without getting to the bottom area down here. Okay, it's just going to be easier for me to, spray seal like this. Okay, all right. Just when I want to do this, the wind drives me nuts. You always want to spray seal outside so you don't get the fumes, but try to just do it at a time of day when there's not too much of a wind or breeze, okay? All right, so what I'm doing right here is I'm spray sealing that top portion right in there. I mean, it's really the bottom of the card right here. I'm going to spray seal across here. I'm trying not to get it too much, like, right in here, but there's going to be some residual spray, of course. Same thing with this one. One of the things about the Brilliance inks, pigment inks in general, is that when you spray seal them, if you spray it too much, the white tends to get a little bit more transparent, so you'll get some of the paper showing through, and the imagery won't be quite as white, or the black is pretty good, opaque. Now I'm going to hit this area right here. I lost a little contrast in my white, like I said, but let's take a look and see what this looks like again. And you'll see that I don't feel that it affects it negatively too much, you know, without being careful. Like I said, I could easily have covered this portion up and just spray sealed down here, but you still get that nice kind of holographic, you know, patterning and colors showing right through here. This foil, holographic foil, is a pretty loud one, okay? So, like I said, you don't have to worry about it too much. I wouldn't spray seal, you know, a huge layer on there, first of all, because we would lose a lot of the opacity of the imagery. Like, it's already gotten kind of light, but it's really not too bad. It's like, again, you know, if you have like a stays-on white and re-inker for it, for sure, then you won't even need to spray seal, okay? But anyways, that is it with this paper right here. I'm really pleased with this, holographic brand, I guess, model, whatever. It's a little bit loud, but it's certainly dramatic. And again, it can take the spray sealing and coverage with your acrylic coatings. It doesn't have to be the Krylon UV resistant clear. I just figured I get this as just a universal coating for all of my pieces. I figured if it has the UV resistance in it, it's just going to protect your pieces a little bit more, and it's not too much more per can than, say, a Krylon crystal clear. Maybe sometimes they're the same price. This one might run an extra $2 sometimes, but, you know, $2 across, you know, 50 cards or however many cards I use a whole can on really isn't too much. All right, so anyways, if you have any questions, drop me a note in the comment section, and I'll have links to these different types of papers and inks used on this, along with the Krylon and the handle, in the description below. Just click Show More. Thanks for watching.